All right, welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Windows and Intune. Today we're kicking off Microsoft Technical Takeoff 2026 by covering what's top of mind across Windows, Intune, and Windows in the cloud, and how those pieces work together in real environments. Now, we know from talking to customers that the move to the cloud for management, security, and identity has been a game changer in terms of capability, simplicity, and of course, reducing total cost of ownership. And that TCO reduction really multiplies when you achieve cloud native status across management and identity. Many of you are there, and many of you are making great progress. And our strong advice is to accelerate this journey to cloud native to really unlock the added value, the satisfaction that comes with it, and of course, that reduced total cost of ownership. And now, while I'm talking cloud, it's worth reiterating that moving to the cloud should not be seen as a lift and shift, where you recreate what you've been doing for decades in the cloud. Really think of it instead as an opportunity for you to simplify as you build new solutions. Don't drive the Rivian the way you rode the horse type of thing. Now, with that in mind, let's kick things off by talking about what has changed since the last tech takeoff in March 2025. Sanjit, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, thank you, John. I think what big change happened is the entrance of AI into the conversation. If you all remember, in 2025, we had one session on effective Copilot prompting for IT admins. Now, if you look at it since then, there's a lot of AI and agent in the several months, especially from Intune. What I could speak for is we have released Intune Explorer, which brings the customer's data to them in whichever format that they would like to be ask and receive. Besides that, we've also brought in few agents to enable them to move faster and to ensure that the security posture isn't compromised in their enterprises. I will also add, while AI is a huge focus for us right now, we all can understand that the focus on AI stems from the fact that commercial organizations are trying to move faster and at very high scale. And given the security landscape around us, the expectations are tightening, and IT teams are really being asked to do more with less. I heard this quote from Satya recently where he had said, GitHub Copilot can be amazing, but it'll only be successful if GitHub itself is amazing. And we've internalized that really well in Intune. And so you could see where AI can be only great if the underlying product continues to be really great. And we are focusing since last year on both the tracks to continue delighting our customers.
That's awesome. I love that. I love the Satya quote. It really is all about the balance between innovation and the critical fundamentals, between the power and that control. And we've been working hard to make sure Windows is a place to both see clear AI value, things like integrating AI into File Explorer, system actions, or on-device intelligence, as well as the place to build new agentic value with our AI Foundry, and again, great built-in controls. In all of these cases, our evolution to support secure, policy-controlled agents must come with enterprise-grade identity, auditing, and isolation. And this, again, ties to the cloud for me, as that's where this enterprise-grade control is being built. Now, we hear from customers time and time again that in the end, fundamentals are key: security, performance, quality, and reliability. This is the foundation on which you build your business. And our focus across these areas continues to be intense, as I'm sure we'll get into more here today. Now, how are you seeing this play out in the cloud space, Bhavya? What are you hearing most from commercial customers right now?
Yeah, of course, AI is top of mind for everyone, but I think they're still in the stages of exploring out what AI really means for their organization. But one of the things that we're hearing from our customers, like Sangi said, is actually that resilient, secure foundation of that product, right? The big challenge for admins right now is to keep users productive no matter what happens. And so as the organizations move faster, AI changes the speed of work that they're doing inside their organization. Device failures, downtime, security gaps is just not something that is tolerable anymore, right? They're not just becoming IT issues, they're actually becoming real business risks. And so With Windows 365 Reserve, where we are providing a temporary cloud PC to get instant recovery if your user, any Windows user, is facing an issue with the device failure or security, or there's an attack, resilience that has been built into Windows Cloud from day one, and then modern security controls that help protect your access, your identity, and your data. We're seeing admins actually depend on Windows 365 for that uninterrupted productivity everywhere from any device. And then you can add AI on top to make that uninterrupted productivity even better. And so we're bringing AI into Windows Cloud as well, as you can imagine, with AI-enabled cloud PCs for end users. We have admin insights that are AI-powered now, and we're also now providing secure cloud PCs for the agentic workflows, where agents are the digital employees of the future. Now, we're seeing a lot of that where customers are now able to give secure access to their corporate data and apps to human or agents. And so it's all within the same boundary of the security, identity, and compliance boundaries that customers trust. And we're seeing a lot of that with the Windows 365 customers.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. I mean, we hear the same thing on the client side of the house. And touching on that, the fundamentals and the security is always going to be top of the list. For example, commercial customers, they're not just asking, are all my devices secure? They're focused on things like, how is the security enforced? How is it monitored? How is it recovered? And all of that has to be at scale. And that's why we have and continue to take measures to help ensure that security and resilience are engineered right into the Windows OS, right into the lifecycle, and not something that we bolt on later. Windows 11 continues to harden defaults aligned with the Secure Future initiative. We're also prioritizing stronger identity and secure by default at the OS level. Some great examples are phasing out NTLM in favor of stronger Kerberos-based alternatives. Also, a huge focus on passkeys and phishing-resistant authentication. We're expanding native support for passkey managers to make it easier for more organizations to utilize those. And of course, hardware rooted in security, continued investment in Pluton and new quantum-resistant algorithms will help protect sensitive data, not just now, but also in the future. And we're seeing hot patch adoption move into the mainstream. Now, this is a product I work on, hot patching, so I have to pause and make sure everybody understands that hot patching is an amazing security feature. I know many of you are excited about the better experience that comes without having to have a reboot, but it's that ability to deliver the security content faster, not having to wait for the reboot, that's a real game changer with hot patching. I also want to take a moment to talk about resilience. While increased security itself is a proactive step, it's important to have capabilities that can help you recover quickly if something does go wrong. It's all about getting core services and users back quickly to productivity. That's why we're also focusing on built-in recovery experiences like quick machine recovery and point-in-time restore. I love this one, the ability to remotely recover even machines that won't properly boot, and all, again, remotely from Intune, is truly incredible. Security, reliability, and recovery, they're now table stakes, and you're going to see these themes across multiple sessions at Tech Takeoff this month. Now, Sanji, on the topic of resilience, content continuity, and keeping the business running, let's turn back to Intune and Intune Suite. How are we helping companies scale without losing control?
Okay, that's a good question. Intune has matured from the MDM, just being an MDM provider, to real-time management and intelligent and secure platform. We've been working on this in multiple angles. I'll talk about a few things, and I really encourage everybody to connect through sessions today and the next 3 Mondays to listen to various other things that we've been working on. The first thing I would like to touch on, especially since you asked about scale, John, is we really focused on enabling our customers to have faster and more predictable policy delivery, app delivery, enrollment timeframes. Basically, we are cranking down, working on the latency challenges that we've had from our customers. Now, latency means multiple different things. Latency can mean I tried to enroll my device and it took this long for the device to become productive. Or it could mean day-to-day operations that customers do, which is I want to install apps, I want to run some scripts, and the time it takes for the apps to get to the device and for status to come back. Or it could be reporting where things have happened and I want to see the current state of my system, and it takes time before that data comes in. We've been working at latency through multiple different lens, and also there is a myth to be busted where customers for some reason still think that it takes 8 hours because they haven't really seen the differences, but they've just remember what they've read in the past. While we've improved those that to less than 2 hours in our P90, we're continuing to improve that to get to less than 15 minutes for enrollment and for them to get it to use their device. So that's one angle we're really working on, and scale. This becomes a much more complex challenge as scale comes into the picture. How can I bring about 150,000 devices and apps to be installed on that in less than a couple of hours? So that scale becomes a challenge, and we're very focused and very confident that we will bring those changes in the next couple of months. The other angle I would like to talk about is data and analytics becoming very central to admin workflows, and admins wanting near real-time data and also insights along with the data. It's great to just see the data, but it's also better for them to get insights and analysis of the data that they probably aren't going to be able to do right away, or they're going to spend days and number crunching across spreadsheets to get to what they want. That's where our Explorer story, the enhancements to reporting that we're doing, I spoke about latency before, but not just latency, just bringing fresh data to our customers, bringing additional data that they did not have before. Most of our customers have been asking us about inventory, especially in-app inventory, and bringing that. We're going to GA that in a month. So bringing in more data so that there's data completeness, there's data transparency, and also custom reporting. So instead of just customers feeling like these are the 80 reports that they can ask of Intune, they can now go ask for flexible things through our Explorer forum to get most of what they want from their Intune data. And since you touched upon Suite, John, I'll add the Suite aspect of things. I'm hoping, and I'm really hoping, and if you haven't, I'm sharing this with you. Intune Suite is now part of the ME5 offering. And given that, I would really encourage everybody who is not tried Intune Suite to go try out. We have security solutions like endpoint privilege management there, much better app management story with our app management, and a lot more of the analytics things that I spoke about with advanced analytics in there. And this brings like Suite and AI coming into ME3 and ME5 for us, brings really the enhanced security, the insights, and all of them together in one bundle. And that kind of brings in the scale aspects and the performance aspects together with going really fast in this needing to be super secure environment.
Well, I love that because it definitely matches what I continue to hear from customers, that balance of they need the insights and they also need the control. So that's fantastic. Now, before we continue, I wanted to give you a quick side note for those tuning in. You can learn more about the capabilities we're talking about this morning all month at Tech Takeoff. Just visit aka.ms/technical takeoff to look over the full agenda and save sessions to your calendar. Since we're talking about device management at scale, and since I work on the Windows servicing and delivery team, I have to talk about Windows Autopatch. Windows Autopatch is designed to bring the same powerful tools we use internally here at Microsoft to safely update over 1 billion consumer devices and extend that power and control to you via a managed service, all available in Intune. We're simplifying update deployment, scheduling, approvals, alerts, and recording. In fact, just over the last year, Autopatch has evolved from automated updates into a proactive service, detecting issues earlier, recovering devices faster, and giving IT far more visibility and control with less operational costs. Timely updates are critical, and Autopatch seeks to automate away the toil, rolling out Windows, Microsoft 365 apps, Edge, and Teams updates using proven deployment rings, monitoring health and compliance, and responding to reliability signals automatically. Autopatch simplifies patching, not by taking shortcuts, but by operationalizing best practices at scale, so admins can focus on higher value work rather than monthly updates. At the same time, Autopatch is intentionally not a black box. IT pros stay firmly in control of how updates align to their business needs. Through Intune, admins can define Autopatch groups, choose which update content is automatic versus manually approved, use deferrals and phased rollouts, pause or resume deployments when priorities shift, and monitor progress down to the device level. New capabilities like update readiness, journey views, alerts, and guided remediation add even more control, helping teams anticipate issues before broad rollout and respond quickly if something does go wrong. This balance, again, is the key value of Autopatch, removing operational burden of patching while preserving the flexibility and controls that IT needs to adapt to a diverse environment, risk tolerance, and changing velocity. Bhavya, I know Windows in the cloud offers multiple flavors for the commercial space. Can you speak to the flexibility we offer there?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, actually, flexibility was a big theme for us at Ignite a couple months ago. One of the biggest things that we now can claim is that we have reached functional parity between our SaaS and PaaS products, which are the two flavors of flexibility that we provide to our customers. So now Windows 365, which is our SaaS product, and Azure Virtual Desktop, which is the PaaS product, can deliver the same core experiences, whether customers are looking for just accessing the app versus the full desktop, or they're looking for different flavors of persistence, because we have the persistence, the non-persistence, and the semi-persistence. Now that's available for both parts of your product. So now you don't choose your product because something is missing or a functionality is only available in one or the other. You can actually pick it based on fundamentals. You pick SaaS when you want simplicity. You do not want the infrastructure management complexity and overhead, or you choose PaaS when you have the VDI expertise and you need the full customization and control of your environment. And so flexibility doesn't stop there. For the customers who are ready to move their entire workload to our SaaS offer, we're now providing the migration API that helps you move your existing Azure VMs into Windows 365 Cloud PCs. And then for the customers who are not ready to move everything yet, we'll meet them where they are. AVD Hybrid will provide a step ladder. It lets you benefit from cloud connectivity without having to move in the entirety of your on-premises VMs, without having to move your entire workload at once. And our goal is that we can provide you a simple way to get cloud and AI value at the pace as you want. And all of our tech takeoff sessions are in fact going to shed more light into everything that you've heard about from me today. So I highly encourage you checking them out and seeing what you have feedback for us. We listen.
That's fantastic. I love the optionality and flexibility you're providing for customers there. It's really exciting. Well, and with that, we're approaching the end of our time with you today. I want to thank you for starting your technical takeoff experience with us. I also want to call out that our engineering teams have been working hard on the demos and deep dives, and the goal here is to help you operate, not just learn about the features and capabilities that we've just briefly touched on here today. We, of course, hope you'll continue to tune in today and the next 3 Mondays in March. Note that product teams will be live in the comments, so join the sessions, post your questions, and really help shape what we build next. On behalf of myself, Sanji, and Bhavya, have a great technical takeoff.